Welcome everyone then to game number 1, everyone. Sebastian versus Sitaux for the next series of the day. They're gonna be playing with Portuguese and Malians and Nomad, which was left as the neutral map for game number 1. Coming into this series, Sebastian finds himself 6th on the standings, and he's played 2 series, both of which he's lost without being able to take a single game in either of those. So he is 6th on 0 points. Sitaux on the other hand, he is on 3 points right now. He is 4th with 1 series won, 1 series lost, and exactly 3-3 games lost. 2 games lost. Games won versus games lost, sorry. So 50% win rate for Sitaux so far, Sebastian 0% win rate. For the 5th spot, we have bars in between both these players with 3 series played, 3 series lost, and 3 points. So if Sitaux were to lose the series over here, he would still be, if I'm not mistaken, 4th, so long as he wins at the very least 1 game. If he does not win 1 game, then he's going to be tied with Barros for the 4th spot, and I'm not really sure they have played against each other yet. Let me check. They have not, so that's going to be one of the missing series for both these players. Let us bet? Yeah, sure. Let's end with the predictions then. Who wins game number 1? Option 1, we are going to keep the blue player. That's going to be Sitaux. Option 2, we are going to keep the red players. That's going to be Sebastian. And you have 5 minutes to get your predictions going. For these civilizations, Sitaux is playing with Malians. That means he gets a 15% wood discount on buildings of all types, actually, not just military. We have on top of that for the Malians, 30% longer lasting golds. They will get 1 extra PS armor and barracks units per age, starting in the Feudal Age, up to +3 in the Imperial Age, and that is besides the blacksmith upgrades, while we'll finally have for the team bonus 80% faster work in universities. Sebastian will get with the Portuguese instead a 20% gold discount on units, 10% extra HP on Navy units, in addition to access to Feitoria. We're gonna have... Oh, wait a moment though! Check this out! Sitaux is stealing a board from Sebastian. Does he know? He's got no idea that Sebastian is there, and Sebastian probably just saw the board through the fog of war go on its own to the right hand side. So that's going to be a pretty clear indication that Sitau's gotta be there, and now Sitaux is actually realizing that Sebastian's gonna be somewhere around here as well, so he probably feels better about taking this board now compared to before. Sebastian had already taken 1 board himself, and he does have more available, but they are not going to be immediately available. Like this one, the left hand side, still so far away. But yeah, but then finish talking about the Portuguese. They also get 25% wood income from berries, and for the team bonus, finally, that's what's going to give them the faster research and upgrades. And I think I probably mentioned everything, hopefully. Anyway, yeah, Sebastian is going for the board right now, right? So that's going to be, I believe, the 2nd one for him, hopefully. And Sitaux, on the other hand, he is going for another board himself up in the north, and I think that's probably about it. Yeah. Oh, he does have another one over here on the right hand side though. Let me take a look. He's probably going to spot it soon. He's got the sheep there. No. Just going around. Alright. So you will know about it. Regardless though, we talked about the civilizations. We didn't really talk about the map too much, or the TC location for both these players. So let's go and do that. Let me check. Starting with the blue player. Well, you know, we are in a position where we can actually introduce both players at the same time, both players' TC locations at the same time. And I believe they both know about each other, so. Taking a look at the blue's TC location first, the blue player's TC location first, we'll see that he's got 1 stone close to the TC. He's got both the wood lines, got berries, And that's going to be about it, really. He doesn't really have access to any gold. If he wanted to access gold, he would need to go for this one way on the back. This one on the right-hand side, very far away. And it seems like this is the one he's going to go for. At the very least, he was going for a mining camp. And then he decides to just go for stone instead. So he's going to try and make a play for the market by the looks of it. Oh, no. He will go for this one instead. All right. But yeah, that's going to be about it for him. If we take a look at the red player on the other hand, Will, he's got 1 gold right next to the TC, which is absolutely fantastic and so much better compared to anything that Sitaux got access to. However, he will be the one without access to stone by the most part. He does have one up in the north over here, and he's trying to get the walls up in such a way that he'll be able to secure that one. So it seems like Sebastian will be able to collect from both the golds, the stones up in the north. He's got the berries on the left-hand side. He's got the wool line over here as well, which is good. And then he's got another stone over here down south, right? So if he ends up going for something like this, that could be really good. Interestingly enough, we see something right now. What is that over there? What are you doing, sir? He's going for the outpost, and now a barracks is on the way for. Actually, an archer range is on the way for Sitaux. He already went for the barracks. Well, Sebastian is going up to the fuel age only now, so much later, after Sitaux had already reached the fuel age, and the tower is on the way. So Sitaux is coming in with a force. He's not taking any chances over here. He's here to win. He's not here to make any friends. And Sebastian, well, he's about to find out. I don't know if he's got the vision for this right now. He doesn't know about it. Yeah. How would you judge dock in the middle lake for Sitaux? Yeah, that'd be good. The lake is actually on the back of Sitaux's TC, so it'll be nice. Safe fish, no warship, full line aggression. Yeah, he could definitely have gone for it. He decided not to. I think he probably saw it already. Yes, and he just decided not to. And now he's trying to come in, right? So he was able to push the villagers away from wood. There's only one wood that Sebastian's going to have safely available. This one on the back. And if Sitaux is able to come in through the palisades, he will be in a position to go for a tower that is not only going to deny the gold, but it's also going to deny the wood over here. Rather, it's not only going to deny the wood, but it's also going to deny the gold as well. Like one over here will be fantastic. There you are. Beautiful. Watchtowers coming after Sebastian to defend themselves. Gonna try to fast castle. This was the plan all along for the red player, and it seems to me like he's gonna be able to get away with it. Sitaux, on the other hand, he does have 5 archers over here, no fletching, mind you, and he's just gonna come in. He's got the tower over there, which is going to provide him vision, and knows that there are no villages inside the TC, but we do see some villages coming in from Sebastian, and the quick walls coming up. For the red player, do end up costing Sitaux 4 out of 5 archers over here, and that was really well played from Sebastian when it seemed as if he was not going to be able to do anything about the archers just coming in. He brought the villagers just in time and was able to clean up for the vast majority Sitaux's units. King recovered. He's still getting away with the fast castle, mind you, and if you take a look at the worker count, it's pretty even right now. Sebastian might not be on the same boat as Sitaux in terms of worker count because he's not going to have a boat to be on very soon. Sitaux's got fire galleys coming in. doesn't seem like he was paying attention too much, and doesn't seem like Sebastian is paying attention over here either, because now Sitaux's ships are completely idle, and Sebastian is actually going to draw aggression on his own by bringing the fishing ships back to deposit the food. So these are going down, most likely not, and Sitaux does not seem to really care about the water too much, right? He went for just the 2 fire galleys, and that's about it. However, he does have some archers on the left-hand side. Not truly sure how these archers got here, though. The ones on the right-hand side, there was only one left, very low HP. I think he might have lost it. So on the left-hand side, I don't think this is open. Actually, yeah, I'm not really sure how he came in. Was it open here, perhaps? Well, regardless, 2 archers from Sitaux did make it into the back of Sebastian base. Yeah, Sebastian is going for the castle. It's gonna be an organ gun play. This is what you expect to see the Portuguese go for, no matter if they are fast castling, of course. And Sitaux will be on his way to the castle age himself too, in just a moment. We'll see what we get. Tower hop? Maybe. Yeah, I guess so. He could have done it, right? Up there. Yeah, perhaps. There we go. Still going for stone walls. Trying to protect himself as Sebastian is coming in with a stronger force by the minute. He's pushing the villagers away from the gate. Remember, gates in foundation state, they only have HP. They have no armor. So it's 6 minus 6 for both armor types for this gate. And that means that these units are going to deal true damage. But it's not even necessary for him to breach through because it was open already. The walls did not actually come out on time, and Sitaux is getting the defensive tower up. Still about 10 seconds away from the castle age, and Sebastian has 4 organ guns. Majority of these is going forward with through the south. Up in the north, he's got a single one, but he's already drawing a little bit of idle villager time from Sitaux, so that cannot be too bad for Sebastian. Even if he won't be able to get the units down. Quick walls for Sebastian? Nope. There's a tower. There's a bunch of organ guns though. That is enough to one-shot villagers already. So we'll see the villagers go down, and this is some good damage. There is a knight coming out right now though, and the knight will take the mantle down. However, Sebastian's unit control has not been the best over there. He ended up losing one of the organ guns to the TC for free otherwise. He'll be on a stronger force. But yeah, in the end, it's going to be Sitaux the one to get full water control. Even if Sebastian does have a few fishing ships over here, he's not gonna have the means to defend his water position, right? As he's investing basically all his economy into land over here, land economy and land push. But yeah, even with water control, Sitaux is actually not really particularly ahead in working on. He's gotten a few villagers going down, actually a bunch of villagers going down, fishing ships. Not so much, I think. And yeah, Sebastian was able to keep up with population overall. Not population. Population, he's higher. He's been able to keep up with economy, actually. Which is not necessarily what I was expecting. Got towers now, though. Poor Sitaux. He needed it. Where is the university, actually? Oh, there we go with the gold miners. He went for the university, and now he's going for a second TC. That is good. Sebastian, he can definitely still take the guard towers down with mountains, but he will need probably 2 villages at the very least to try and repair against the tower. See? 10 guns will be enough for him to take villagers down pretty easily, and he's going to one volley, one dead villager. But this is not going to remain too high forever. The guard towers will defend each other's bases, each other's vulnerabilities. So he's not gonna keep on doing any damage over there anymore. He's gonna need to go for rams or mangonels. He's got mangonels now on the way. Unfortunately for him though, the siege workshop is so far away. It's gonna take a while for the mangonels to make it there. Here we go. Just trying to break through up in the north. It's a little bit of a struggle though. Yeah, he's taking forever to actually break through, and meanwhile the mountains are coming out down the south, but it's once again going to take a while. Sitaux very, very intelligently has actually gone for extra guard towers as opposed to just going for like one at a time. And this way it's not really possible for Sebastian to take these down easily. Nice shot though. Still Sitaux trailing behind the village account. Sebastian, for as much as he struggled to keep on putting pressure, every time that he's been able to strike, he's been able to get some good damage down, so Sitaux still gonna keep on falling further behind. Interestingly enough, even on 3 TCs, right? Sebastian is going for just a second TC now, and Sitaux's been on 3 TCs, but unable to keep them all working, or now he's able to keep them all working, but he's still behind. In work account, the pressure from Sebastian is fantastic, especially when you keep in mind the fact that Sebastian's push over here ended up getting a bunch of the villages from Sitaux down before they paid off. Like, Sitaux ended up paying for all the villages he's lost already, right? 23 villagers. And not all of those could pay off, so yeah, Sebastian is looking alright still. Now Sitaux's getting a castle up. I don't know if this one ranges TC. He's got Buck in arrows, so I think it might. Yeah, this castle does range a TC. So this one's goner. Sebastian shouldn't struggle too much, right? His economy right now is looking actually pretty decent. Here we go. There we are. Thirty-two eco kills have been absolutely fantastic for Sebastian. Once again, you cannot give a player such as Sitaux any space to potentially work with. Sebastian is trying to increase his pressure. He cannot put too much extra pressure on land anymore, so he's going on water. He's got an underwater galley upgrade. He's got a fire ship over here supposed to fire galleys, right? Just coming forward. Here we go. Oh, the organ cannot attack. You gotta love it. Yeah. Sebastian is taking a loss over here, but he's gonna be the first player to go out to the Imperial Lich, and it's not particularly close. He already has a castle, so we know he's gonna be able to go for trebuchets, and he shouldn't really struggle against the castle from Sitaux. Sitaux, on the other hand, is nowhere near going out to the Imperial Lich himself. Sebastian is getting some good damage done on water as well, taking all the fishing ships down and the fire galleys down from Sitaux. The very least should be able to, but Sebastian does not seem to be paying too much attention though. Yeah. There we go. Game is over probably just for that, I think. The Imperial Age, so much faster for Sebastian. It's probably gonna be the case. Once he gets there, we'll see trebuchets come out. And that'll be the end of the road for Sitaux. Without a castle and without anything to defend against trebuchets, the guard towers will go down next, and it's just not going to be good. They're just here for Sebastian. Our GG in Sitau's position right now. And I wouldn't blame you, definitely. But Sitaux is top scorer. And he can definitely keep on trying over here, even if he's not in the Imperial Age, of course. He's got the most villagers, he's got the stronger economy. From this point onwards, of course, up until this point, Sebastian has collected just so many extra resources from all the villager kills that he's taken from Sitaux. But yeah, it's going to keep on getting harder and harder for Sitaux. As the castle crumbles, these guard towers will be more exposed. The trebuchets are not going to struggle to take these down. The TC is going to crumble next. And the only thing Sitaux is going to have left to work with, though, will be all his fortifications up in the north and the TC. So he's going for an extra TC. And Sitaux is trying to buy himself extra time. Notice he is already aware of his fate down the south. He will lose a castle. This is not a matter of if, it's a matter of how quickly. And the answer is pretty quickly. As a matter of fact, we have 2 trebuchets, so Sitaux cannot keep on repairing the castle forever. And this one is going down. And once he gets pushed away from here, he will have some infrastructure to bail towards up in the north. So that's good, and Sitaux is going to hold on for the time being. Now the question becomes, what can Sitaux do that's going to prevent Sebastian's push from reaching the north? He can go up to the Imperial Age and use that to defend himself, go for a castle up in the north, go for his own trebuchets, potentially bombard cannons, right? He's playing Malia, so he can go for that, even if he does not get siege engineers. Maybe cavalry, maybe monks even, potentially, right? So there are a few choices. But whatever Sitaux thinks of doing to put a stop to Sebastian's push, he's going to have a very small time window. Right now, we are 41 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. 5 minutes from now, we're probably going to see Sebastian already start to knock on the doors of Sitaux up in the north, because the TC is going down. We know that for sure. TC, the guard tower, as a matter of fact, he could potentially have deployed the trebuchets within range of the TC, or actually range in the TC, and then take the guard towers and then the TC without having to relocate the trebuchets because the range, right? And I mean, he's done that with 2 trebuchets out of the 3. So it's not too bad. The third one he had to relocate, but yeah, now he's coming forward, right? So Sitau's got a very, very narrow time window once again. As Sebastian is taking the TC down, he needs to keep on moving forward. He's bringing the organ guns though, and that is a lot of villages over here that we'll see from the Bull player going down now. Well, some of these. Oh, and the quick vaults from Sebastian. Nice. He's trapping these guys. There we go.
Yes.
Did that quick wall even go up? No, no. And the castle coming out for Sebastian, of course. Compared to 0 castles from Sitaux, the only chance for the Bull player to take on the Uruguayan strategies will be to go for bombard cannons once he gets to the Imperial Age. That is going to delay it even further, though. That's a little bit of an issue, right? Sebastian is taking the towers down one at a time. Once again, I feel like he probably could have been a little bit greedier about this. And even here, right? Yeah, if he just moves on. This is a little bit risky for him, but if he moves on and tries to target this one right away, he will be able to take both these and then these while not having to relocate the trebuchets, not having to pack and unpack them again. So let's take a look. Take the tower, Sebastian! It's going after the siege workshop. First, let's get hand cannoneer in. The organ guns will take down the mountain. Oh, there's the demo ship and another one coming up from Sebastian for Sitaux to Sebastian's units. And it's going to take some of the organ guns down. I thought it was just going to be waste of resources. But it's not. Yeah. There we go. Towers are going down now, finally. We should be able to clean these up. Sitaux, let's get into the Imperial Age. Without a castle to work with, he is forced into chemistry so that he can go for bombard cannons. Right now, he's trying to hold on with a guard tower still on the right-hand side. We see that Sebastian is trying to expand himself. He's going for featerias, he's going for TCs, right? He's going for an extra castle over here as well. But yeah, for the majority Sebastian's army, they're going to be pushing on the left-hand side. There we are. Scale bar and armor on the way now for Sebastian and Sitaux. Scanning chemistry, he's gotten the bombard cannons out. Sebastian's got his own bombard cannons coming out though. Featerias should be counted as eco units in capture stats. It's a tricky one because it's going to take 20 population space, but there is no way on Earth that they are going to be as efficient as 20 villagers. So, do you mean like on the over here, the bar chart? That could be kind of misleading, right? Because right now, Sebastian, how many featerias do we have for the red player? We've got 3 featerias, so that add up to 136 eco count over here, and it would seem as if his economy was stronger than Sitaux, but it's not. But to be fair though, the villager count is here. I guess the reason why it's not counted as economy over here is because this is going to amount for villagers and fishing ships. If it were only villagers, then that wouldn't be a problem because you can just take a look at the villager count over here, right? But especially for the Portuguese, being a civilization for a water hybrid map, you're probably expecting there to be fishing ships oftentimes, and it'd be annoying if you had a count over here and then you had to manually subtract. You would have to manually add the villagers and the fishing ships together and then subtract from the population to see Although I guess it's probably easier to just add the factorias, right? To multiply each for 20 and then reduce that instead. Yeah, that would probably be easier. But yeah, I'm still not convinced that that'll be good though. There we are. Yeah, if it were a feature, I'd probably like for it to have a checkbox, maybe. Just have an icon for factorias like the villager one. Over here for a building for the factorias. Right. Beautiful. Cheriche staying up for the time being. Sitaux staying alive for the time being. Sebastian is starting to ramp up the pressure, going for much stronger units right now. The Cavalier are not necessarily going to be stronger than an Organ in terms of the potential for damage, but they are going to be just so much more versatile. They are going to be able to raid around TCs just fine, especially with plate, bar, and armor already, and they'll be able to reach places much faster compared to Organ. So pressure over here certainly increases from Sebastian and Sitaux. Sitaux is still a hidden work account, but now I would say about this position, the factorias from Sebastian are probably compensating already for the villager lead, because Sitaux doesn't really have too many extra eco units compared to Sebastian, like only 17 extra units, right? And Sebastian's got, we know at the very least, 3 factorias, and Sitaux, he knows that. He's just going to call it GG over here, and Sebastian will take his first win in the tournament, guys. He's going to take his first win in the Platinum League over here. Let's go through the achievements before jumping into game number 2. What am I doing over here? Those are not the achievements. Let's take a look at the achievements over here before going into game number 2. We'll see a better KD for Sebastian, approaching 4-3. Besides that, we'll also see for the Uruguayan player a stronger economy as well, collecting about 2,000 extra resources. And in addition to that, for society, we'll see that while Sitaux got a higher villager max count, the fact that Sebastian got a stronger economy despite having a lower villager count over here is nothing short of amazing. The victory has helped, and all the pressure that he put throughout the game certainly helped to keep Sitau's economy less than fully efficient, of course, as Sitaux was forced into going for extra TCs elsewhere, right? He was forced into replenishing the villagers that he kept on losing to Sebastian's push. In the end, a higher villager count did not do much for Sitaux at all. I bet 5,400 bones. I want 5,400 bones, Cam. Yeah, that is why I'm not enabling predictions too much. TTL is the only S tier tournament, is the only S tier event taking place currently, so everyone and their grandmas are going to be casting this, which means the viewership gets diluted for my channel specifically. And yeah, there just isn't enough people to have a consistent prediction contest that is actually engaging. I'll bet. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll enable the predictions if you want me to. But I'm going to be doing this kind of by request as opposed to just by default. At the very least during TTL. And the predictions are open right now. You'll have 5 minutes to get the predictions going. Option 1, Sitaux. Option 2, Sebastian. You can use your channel points. And meanwhile, we'll talk about the civilizations, the map generation, and whatnot. Starting down south, Sitau's playing with the Gujaras. This is Kilimanjaro for the location of game number 2. Sitau's playing with the Gujaras. Sebastian is playing with the Aztecs up in the north. Sitaux will begin with 2 additional berry bushes underneath the TC. He'll have the ability to garrison herdables inside the mills. Here we are, beautiful. And then on top of that, the Gujaras also have 20, 30, and 40% higher bonus damage from mounted units. Well, for the team bonus, they'll have 25% faster training. Elephant and camel type units. Sebastian civilization, on the other hand, the Aztecs will begin with 50 extra gold. He's going to have villagers with the ability to garrison 3 extra resources per trip. In addition to, for the Aztecs, 11% faster training military units, except for monks, but monks get 5 extra HP per monastery technology that they research. Finally, for the team bonus, gold income from relics is going to be 33% higher for the Aztecs. I'll bet all on Sebastian again. Damn, now I see a lot of people actually, or at the very least, a lot of bones for the prediction contest. Nice. Looking forward to seeing you at the Argentinian LAN. I don't think I'm gonna be attending the Argentinian LAN. I was not invited, and going by my own means is not really something that I am thinking of right now. Once again, I think it'll be good to have coverage in English for that, but Roxy speaks English better than I do, so they can probably make do with that. Everyone bet against me. Gonna get that prize now? We'll see. We'll see. Let's take a look at the map generation. Starting with the Will player, we'll see the Sitaux. He's got the main goal down the south. On the left hand side, we have a secondary gold. We have a stone on the right hand side. The main one, secondary stone on the left hand side. And up in the north, we're gonna see for Sebastian, we have the main goal on the back, secondary goal on the right hand side, and then for stones, the main one's gonna be on the left hand side, and then we have on the right hand side a secondary gold, a secondary stone rather. Berries will be available as well, very close by for, very nearby for Sebastian. In Darnea. And then it seems like he's thinking of going for the walls already at the very least. Getting this up, right? If he goes for the walls kind of like this, connecting to the stone, connecting to the water. Maybe something like this. Ah, man, it's so awkward. He doesn't really have a position to defend a single wood line, for instance. Still, on the other hand, he is not going for any walls just yet. He does have a barracks, though. But this is just for the stable. It seems, on the fuel age, yeah, he's going up on 18 population, so it's going to be just a stable. And then for the wool player, we could get some walls up, right? From here to here, here to here. He's got the stable coming out, so that's already going to suffice. Then probably something like this could be good. But even this, pretty similarly to the red player, is not going to suffice for him to secure a single wood line. So I would say, right now, it's pretty even between both players in terms of map generation alone. Sebastian is going up on 20 population, however. So he will be up a little bit later, but he will also make a play for... Actually, no, he is collecting gold over here. I was going to say something very dumb. He's just going to go for scouts, but he's playing Aztecs. He has to go for archers, of course. But where are the archers, though? I don't see any archer ranges coming up for the red player. It does not have the resources to go for it. This is so awkward for Sebastian. Sitaux? Well, it's not even organized yet? Are you sure? I thought they already had a list of participants and stuff, and like dates and everything. I have no idea though, if it's organized or not yet. Once again, when I am not streaming, for the most part, I'm doing work on content for the future. tournaments for the last 2 weeks or so. I've been trying to get a tournament ready. A proposal anyway. And this part-time job, right, that I've gotten, it's taking some time as well. You should give yourself infinite bones and bet as many bones as were bet on the winning side on the losing side when the game ends, so it will always work as intended. Or have a bot to do it for you. I don't know if you can do it with a... Maybe you can do it with a bot, but I am not too sure. I think Twitch's got some measures against that, and I do actually not have the ability to participate in bets because that'd be pretty easy to rig stuff. Scouts already out for Sitaux. Naturally, we were expecting this to be the case. Sebastian is coming in with a spear, man. The archer is trying to go for more. And here we are. Beautiful. Well, Sitaux now is not really able to do much of anything with the scouts anymore, as Sebastian has completely walled himself off. And in a similar fashion, Sebastian can't really get much of anything done, although it's not going to be because Sitaux walled himself off completely yet, but it's mostly because of the mobility of Sitaux's units over here. Sebastian already got cleaned up, right? He lost the archer, lost the spearman, skirmisher. Now whatever he's got left, he's gonna be confined to using it defensively. Still got almost enough resources to go out to the castle edge and take a look at the work account. Higher for Sitaux. He was able to get one villager down from Sebastian. And now he's got a lower idle TC time over here as well, so that explains the villager delta over here, but Sitaux's gonna be on his way to the castle edge in a moment. And Sebastian is trying to rake up enough resources. He's trying to scrap enough resources together to go up himself. There we go. As expected. Sitaux's gonna beat Sebastian to the castle edge by a lot. The walls are coming up, and Sitaux might actually get breached over here. It's open! And if he had just gone for the walls that he was originally going for, he actually would have been close, but he deleted the palisade foundation in order to go for a roomier wall over here. Well, now that results in the archers coming in. Oh man, I don't want to say bad luck because Sitaux consciously made the decision to delete the passive foundation that he had before, right, for the original wall layout. But yeah, the luck for Sebastian in any case over here was significant for sure. And he's got the archer still, he's got the spearman over there. The spearmen are maybe not fighting the scouts effectively though. He will end up taking the scouts down for the most part, but the archers will get cleaned up. And Sitaux is disrupted over here so heavily though. 45% worker efficiency in the last minute compared to Sebastian's 80%. This is absolutely fantastic. It was just all about that one palisade. As the next fellow streamer, I'm going to see into the bets thing. Just for you. Ah. That's so kind from you. Don't have to go to that link, but if you want to, not gonna stop you. For sure. There we go. Eagle Warriors coming up now for Sebastian. He's got 3 barracks. American civilizations are so weird. Unless you're talking about Incas, they're usually so one-dimensional, right? Archers into eagles. That's just the way it goes because that's what usually works the best for them. But right now, it seems as if Sitaux was actually expecting to see a full archer play from Sebastian. He does know about 2 barracks though, and he does see the Eagle Warriors, so he knows the Eagle Warrior upgrade has been researched. But he still keeps on going for Shrivansha Riders. So we'll try to get some damage down over here. If he can find some weak villagers, might be able to get away with that, but doesn't seem like we have too many available, and in the end, he's gonna have to fabricate weak villages himself, and he's going to do it. One village goes down on the right-hand side. We're gonna see on the left-hand side another village going down. Yes, sir. Trail of death, as the blood from the woman here is going to nourish the ground. Blood of the woman and the man over here as well. We'll just tell the story of what happens when the walls do not come up. And Sebastian was trying to go for walls, very similarly to Sitaux. There was the one tile open, and Sitaux still getting a lot of damage down over here. The great thing about Blue's unit control is how he's been able to take advantage of the mobility of his units to steer clear of the Eagle Warriors. Because if you were just to engage the Eagles head on, it wouldn't be anywhere as effective, right? Because even if he comes out on top, it's going to be very, very weakened by the time he does so. So he's just trying to go around. And the great thing about this is that even if the Eagle Warriors catch up and they get some hits against the Shrivansha Riders, because these are Eagle Warriors as opposed to pikemen, they're not going to do anywhere near as much damage. But yeah, this is what I was talking about, right? You engage the Eagle Warriors and you get clapped, so you don't do that. Instead, what's those done so far? Just roaming around, trying to get the village down. That's probably the way to go. On the left-hand side, we have a little bit of action as well, though. Sitaux seems like he ended up losing a few villagers himself over here earlier. Let's actually go back. Yeah, and this is when we were paying attention to Sitaux's push around Sebastian's base up in the north. And that's gonna go to explain also the very even eco KD right now, 7-7. Nice. Beautiful, extra Shrivansha Riders coming up. The numbers are starting to go up for Sitaux once again. Unfortunately for him though, Sebastian has had enough time to get the numbers he needed himself as well. Right now we have significantly more Eagle Warriors than Shrivansha Riders, and the quick walls from Sebastian are fantastic though. There we are. So just gonna try and come in and get the raids once again. Sebastian might think that he's completely walled, but he's not, and Sitaux going to find an opening in the quick walls to come out for Sebastian at the very last second. But now he's trying to go for extra walls over here. He's not gonna be able to do it if the Shrivansha Rider keeps us open. The rest might be able to come in, but actually in the end, Sebastian did get one hammer down, the foundation of the palisade over here, so the Shrivansh just cannot come up anymore, cannot come in anymore. And he does end up losing this one over here. However, we see also a few villages have crumbled around the Shrivansh Rider too. And this puts Sitaux in a much better position once again. He's got a second TC now up, so his economy will certainly keep on skyrocketing over here. You take a look at the work count, and it's so much better for Sitaux. He's got a castle up right now as well, and the chakra throwers are coming out. There we are. Still a good amount of Eagle Warriors for Sebastian. And while Sitaux does not have too many military units himself anymore, he's already put himself in such a position in terms of economy, right? And it's going to allow him to get ahead very soon in economy. And that's gonna be one more time where the Shrivansh Riders are coming in straight into the wood line from Sebastian. And this time around, the red player is not realizing about it. Now he does, but he's lost already all the lumberjacks. Only one lumberjack is gonna be left over here. She goes down, and no more survivors from the same wood line. Sebastian is going for the quick walls up over here, but man, it's gonna be borderline impossible for Sebastian to come back from this now. The only reason why he's gonna keep on trying, the only reason why he's not gone to GG yet, is because of the Eagle numbers that he's got. He's got 27 Eagle Warriors, and he's going for triple barracks production still. So if he is able to get to a good number of units, come forward and get the rates going, that might be what he needs to potentially start coming back up. But there is just so much catching up to do for Sebastian right now. Sitau's looking absolutely fantastic. Sitaux, of course, though, with the chakram throwers, we'll have a counter for Eagle Warriors. The numbers are not the best right now, though. Let's see. Well, the grouping of the Eagle Warriors actually makes the chakram thrower significantly deadlier. This is how you want to play this unit. You do not want to be chasing the chakram throwers down, because the latest balance change for this unit allows the chakram throwers to be a lot more effective when fighting against groups of units. So Sebastian calls it GG. And what it was before is the attack for the chakram throwers was higher, the base attack, but the pierce through damage was not quite as high. Now the base attack is not as high for the chakram throwers, so individually they're not going to do much of anything, you know, in a 1v1 fight. But when you're fighting against groups of units where the pierce through damage becomes more relevant, that's when the new chakram throwers shine. So it's a kind of a situational unit that Sitaux was definitely able to make use of over here because of the way that Sebastian was chasing the units down. The pierce through damage right now, the multiplier is higher. So these units deal more pierce through damage now than they did in the past, even if the base attack is lower. Regardless, better KD for Sitaux, getting about 5 to 3 kill ratio against Sebastian for economy. A stronger economy for Sitaux as well. Yeah, and that's going to be about it, right? Villagers looking better for Sitaux as well. There we go. And there we go, guys. Welcome everyone to game number 3. Predictions will be open for who wins the third game for the next 5 minutes. You can use your channel points to predict. Option 1 is going to be Sitaux, option 2 is going to be Sebastian. Right now is 1-1. Civilizations up in the north. Sitau's playing with Italians towards the northwest. Towards the southeast, we're going to see Sebastian playing with Mongols instead, and Sitaux with the Italians. He's got a 15% discount on fish and chips. He's got a 15% discount to go up to the next stage. And then in addition to that, we'll see for Sitaux Also 20% cheaper gunpowder units, 33% cheaper talk and university upgrades, and for the team bonus, finally the Italians will get access to commentator from the barracks in the Imperial Age. Sebastian playing with the Mongols will instead get 40% extra or faster working. Hunters, 30% extra HP on Light Cavalry, Hussar, and Steppe Lancer line units, while for the team bonus, we're gonna have for Sebastian as well 2 extra line of sight on Scout line units. Not really sure if I mentioned 25% faster than Cavalry Archers, but they do get that. For, yeah, the map generation, let's take a look at Sitaux map generation first. We'll see that the Bull players got the main gold. Well, it's not really a main goal, it's going to be two tile goals, right? But the closest goal is going to be on the right hand side. The other one's going to be on the left hand side for stone. It's going to be pretty similar as well. 2 5 tile quarries on the right hand side and left hand side. And wall and off should be pretty straightforward for him, right? So should go for some walls from here towards the DC and something like this. Be pretty cheap, and he will be able to secure the stone. He will be able to secure plenty of wool lines. This stone as well. The golds though, the golds are not really particularly accessible for him. So that is something that is so rough. For Sebastian, on the other hand, if we take a look at the red player, we'll see that he's got 1 goal on the right hand side. It's around the wood line, but it's not bad because it's easily wallable, right? Something like this should be enough for him to secure this one. Or not even that. Something like this alone is going to be enough for him to secure this one. Then we're gonna have another goal on the left hand side, very far away. Stone is gonna be towards the southwest. We're gonna have another stone over here far to the left. Yeah, maybe some walls from here towards the wood line, and from here towards the DC will be good. And he will be able to secure the wool lines over here, and he'll be fine. We have talked about this map in the past a few times already, and we have usually noticed the fact that the new version includes deep fish as opposed to just shore fish. You know, in the lake at the center, so it incentivizes water play a lot more. Players as such will make use of civilizations such as Mongols to go up faster to the fuel age, to get the navy out sooner, and potentially end up getting water control. Sitaux, on the other hand, with the Italians, will get a discount to go up to the next stage, but he's not really trying to beat Sebastian to it. If he were, he'll probably be on his way to the fuel age already, and it seems like he's probably going to try to fast castle. This is very standard as well. When you're playing against Mongols, you know it's going to be extremely difficult, if not impossible, to contest the feudal time. So instead, going for a fast castle and trying to get water back once you get access to the war galley upgrade is usually a common strategy to try and counter this. Italians, on paper, will have a little bit of an advantage against the Mongols in terms of what's available to them. We have talked about this in the past. Mongols, being the cavalry-reliant civilization they are, will suffer incredibly hard against the Genoese crossbows, respectively, right? Specifically, rather. Village coming out for Sitaux. Man, it's going up on 27 pop. If this is not fast castle, I don't know what is. Sebastian, he should be in a much better position though. Going for the galleys already. He's gonna end up getting water control during the duration of the fuel age. Once Sitaux gets to the castle age, that's when Sebastian is going to be really tested. Do you think it goes for Mango Day anyway? Sebastian? I don't know. I think probably not. I mean, eventually yes, but I don't think that's what he's aiming for right now. I think he's gonna get to the castle age, go for the extra TCs, and eventually go for the castles, mainly because you need them on this map. but I don't think that's necessarily what he is playing for from the get-go. Yeah, the unit control was not the best for Sebastian, but there was able to get 1 fishing ship down and 2 fishing ships down actually, but doesn't that losing 1 galley. It is low castle double speed. Hey, Flower and Dancer, welcome back. So it's probably going to go heavy on stone, right? Get a castle early and get the units out counter. Well, from the games that I have seen, Italians versus Mongols, that is not necessarily how it goes. Usually it's going to be... Like, it's a very expensive investment for something that you don't know if you're going to be able to make effective use of, right? Because if Sebastian does not go for Mangudai, the Genoese crosses are not the best archer-type unit. So I think Sitaux is also going to just go for the extra TCs and try to play for economy and eventually make the transition to castles. He's going to try to prioritize castles if he notices Sebastian goes for anything. Otherwise, it's probably going to take a while for both these players to get any castles up. That's the way that I see it anyway. We'll see. Walls are coming out now for Sebastian. Interesting. Yeah, and he's actually going for the greedier version that I was suggesting earlier. Which is good. It's good. Yeah. He's not completely connected to the edge of the map and he knows about it, so it's only a matter of time until he closes this up, but he doesn't have secure in this wood line, doesn't have secure in the gold, which is great. And yeah, Sitaux gets to the castle age and he goes for a TC right next to the stone. He's gonna start collecting stone, yes. So we're gonna see a castle come up. But I thought he was going to try and prioritize securing the golds instead. I guess if he does not see any indications of Sebastian putting any pressure on land, he doesn't need to. But yeah, this is what I was expecting to see from Sitaux. He's got the War Galley upgrade. So now these are fire ships as opposed to fire galleys. And Sebastian's got only 1 galley, 2 fire galleys coming out. It's going to be on his way to the castle age very soon. Up from field, of course, but does not seem to me like it's going to matter too much, right? Sitau's probably going to end up cleaning this up. But wait a moment though, Sitaux should not be fighting underneath the sea tower. This guy right here has got a lot of bonus damage against ships. And not only that, it's actually going to shoot additional projectiles as well. Here we are. I doesn't see anyone risking the gold at this point. There's been too many rounds on this map where a castle just completely wins the bonus gold. Yeah. So Sitaux will go for a castle, but once again, it's not something that he plays for the castle right away, right? It's something that he's going to go for organically. And you do want to play for the castles eventually. Ideally, if you can place a castle, for instance, from the blue player's position, if you can get a castle up over here. It's already going to prevent Sebastian from coming in, right? Basically. How are you doing, Real Lugo? Welcome. I fixed your bones, Nova. I've seen the message. I'm gonna have to pay more attention to it later to really understand it, but yeah, I saw it. Thank you. Yeah, so let's see ready for Sebastian. Finally. Only catching up right now though, but should be able to go for 2 TCs right away. He's got one on the right hand side. Yes. Where is the third TC coming up? Still, on the other hand, he's got 2 TCs only. He's not going for a 3rd TC. It seems to me like he's going to try to go for a castle then and try to get a hold of one of the neutrals like that. Either that, or he's going to go for a castle on the right-hand side and trying to push Sebastian away. Of course, it all depends on whether or not he gets vision of Sebastian over there. Hey! Viva la Rob! 44, thank you so much for the gift of sub. And Bossimir is actually getting the gifted sub over there. Thank you so much for the support. It's very much appreciated. 2 gifted subs so far on the channel. It's appreciated. What are we expecting? We are expecting a castle from Sitaux very soon. And taking a look at the scouting information, it's probably going to be on the left-hand side. Oh, yeah! He was bringing a villager, actually. Hold on, I'm not sure that's going to be the case anymore. The villager goes down for the bull player, right? Yes, it does. So, he is aware of the units from Sebastian over there. He cannot go for a 4 castle anymore. I am not a big fan of this castle. I do not like this castle one bit. Sitaux could have gone for a TC, and he could have protected this goal already. If he goes for a castle, just to protect this gold, he will need to go for another one to get access to this one, or get access to this one sooner rather than later, because that goal is going to be only good for 1600 resources, and this one is about to run out. This is only going to buy him a few minutes of gold income, so he needs to go for another castle soonish. Yeah, he's got an extra TC. I'm not the biggest fan of Sitaux's castle location right now, and Sebastian. Sebastian is not playing for stone whatsoever right now. Now, I feel like this is a little bit of a mistake. You're playing Mongols, sure, you might not want to go for Mangolai against the Genoese crossbows, right? Especially now that he knows that there is a castle from Sitaux. But he will need to prevent Sitaux from pushing him away from here. A single castle from the bull player can push red away from here. Either that, or at the very least, Sebastian, man, get some stone, go for an outpost over here and try to get some vision. Right now, he's in the dark. He's got no idea. He's got some buildings for over here, but of course, it doesn't guarantee that Sitaux wouldn't be able to sneak around and get the castle up anyway. We have seen it so many times in the past. Is Sitaux's castle unit important? So that it stays up for production? Yes, the Genoese crossbow from Sitaux is pretty much going to counter anything that Sebastian might want to go for, except for arbalesters. The Mongols get arbalesters, which will take the Genoese crossbows down, but Sitaux, on paper, he's got better arbalesters compared to the Mongols, not only because he gets ring arch armor, which the Mongols don't get, but also because he gets Pavise, which gives the units extra armor. Yeah, and the second castle is back home. This is not good for Sitaux. I don't know about this. Sebastian is putting some pressure up, getting some villagers down. The castle will come out for sure. The man is gone. Yeah, that was not good, of course. And Sebastian will have to bail over here. He is in a smaller villager count, though. Sebastian, that is. Sitaux has been going ham on the fishing ships. And Sebastian got kind of knocked out of the water. Blown away from the water. How much pierce, attack, armor, and HP has a Genoese crossbow compared to the ones of an arbalester? The attack is lower for sure. I think by 1 or 2. The pierce armor, I think it's the same for both. I think it's 1. Pavise is going to give you +1, +1 if I'm not mistaken. For Genoese crossbows, condottieri, and archer units. But that is on top of ring arch armor, right? So ring arch armor is going to get you to +3, +4 for your arbalester and your Genoese crossman, and then Pavise is going to bring that up to +4, +5 if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look at the tech tree just to make sure that I'm not talking crap. Let's take a look at Pavise. Oh my lord, whoever made this bot was not very smart. Spamming like this? Holy crap. Yeah, it's just going to result in bans, of course. Get out of here. Can you make it any more obvious? Holy crap. Another one. Gee. I was about to ask, I wonder if they really ever expect anybody to fall for it, but I imagine some people probably would, so. If they keep on doing it, it's probably because it's working. Anyway, Imperial is coming out for both these players. The castle is finally coming out for Sitaux. Now this one I like a lot better. This way, he does guarantee access to the gold on the left-hand side. So yeah, you take a look at Genuine's crossman over here, and it doesn't really have... Oh, it does have one armor, right? But it's going to be for melee. It's not going to be pierce armor. Because drop in the safe base, that changes things. Yes, and another cast is coming out now. Sitaux is gonna try and make a full play for Genuine's crossbows. Sebastian is going for standard crosses himself. He knows any type of cavalry unit, which is basically what Mongols rely on, won't suffice, won't cut it. So he needs the Arbalisters. Once again though, unfortunately for Sebastian, the Arbalisters from Sitaux are actually better. They're actually better. I wonder if Sitau's going to make a play for it at some point or not. Siege Workshop's coming up. Sitau's getting to the Imperial Age himself as well. Yeah, it's not just now that Sebastian is going for the first castle, while Sitaux already has 4 castles out, but also Sebastian is starting to go for the castle after both these players have gotten up to the Imperial Age, right? So Sitaux is already getting access to the trebuchets. With 2 castles forward, he's going to completely destroy Sebastian's castle. And yeah, the only thing that Sebastian could potentially hope to go for this one over here would be to get conscription in. That's about it. The Unikin is not going to be good. The trebuchets would be great, but it's very likely he's going to end up losing the castle. He's up against 2 castles himself, right? So he's going to be outproduced. I think it'll probably be better for him to try to go for conscription instead and then just take the loss. It's pretty unlikely he'll be able to hold on over here. So those going for 2 additional traps. Plus chemistry, we know what that means. Bombard cannon's coming out very soon. Yeah. And Sebastian's like, never mind this. Forget about it. That's gonna be game number 3 going in favor of Sitaux. 2-1 for the Frenchman. And yeah, we'll take a look at the standings after going through the achievements. Statistics. Let's see. Better KD for Sitaux, approaching 7-4. Economy. Stronger economy for Sitaux as well. Collecting about 1900 extra resources for society. Better society for Sitaux as well. Really, really good stuff. Well done. So this is what the standings are looking like right now. Sebastian takes the loss over here. Is going to remain at 0 points. Is going to remain in the 6th place. Sitaux taking the win over here and getting 2 games is going to, I believe, rack up 1 point, if I'm not mistaken, and that's going to take him up to 4 points. So after the 3rd series, Sitaux will remain ahead of Bars, but will not catch up to Villese.